Hey guys, it's Maxie here and welcome to another TEW video. We're now on to December, heading on to WWE Armageddon for the Raw brand, before we kick on for what should be a spectacular month. A lot of things to come which I'll discuss shortly, and then on to the Royal Rumble, and of course, WrestleMania next year. Now as always, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch the video. If you want to leave any comments on this series, your own series, wrestling in general, drop a wee thumbs up, and if you haven't subbed, hit the sub button already, and that means that any videos will drop into your sub box regarding this series, and of course the WWE series will get going as well in 2003. So, straight onto this. Armageddon is the Raw pay-per-view. I'm glad to say I've managed to configure the schedule, meaning that we won't be seeing a tribute to the troops this year, but the schedule pretty much is this pay-per-view. I'm going to have Raw and SmackDown. NXT is going to be moved to the Saturday going forward, but in the basis of that, it means on the Wednesday, I believe, will exactly be my 1000th show. So of course I'm going to do an over-the-top spectacular event in midweek. A lot of legends signed up, a lot of old talent signed up to have maybe a battle royal, but next video is going to be the 1000th special. So really looking forward to that, and then of course after that we've got TLC. Week after that we'll look through the various wrestler awards. Then we'll click on kind of like a roundup of the business in general, how the likes of Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, New Japan, to name a few, are doing. And of course we've cut on to the Royal Rumble, a couple of pay-per-views in February, hopefully our women's pay-per-view, and then of course WrestleMania for 2022. I don't even know what number that would be off the top of my head, but yeah, that's all in the future. So it's a short pay-per-view. A lot of storylines are kind of intertwined with each other, so I think it's about 16 segments. It does take up 3 hours, but you know me, we do like to give long pay-per-view main events. We're in the University of Phoenix Stadium, I think that's what it's called, and of course Phoenix, Arizona. And we start the show with the usual promo at the start. Paul Heyman, again, letting the world know who the Magnificent Seven are. And he's basically saying they've all got big matches tonight. They're going to make a statement. Tell a lie, they don't all have a big match, but they're all going to make a statement at one point tonight, is kind of where he's going with it. So Heyman, Dunn, Dar, Barthel, Walter, Skrull. I don't know why I pronounced that like Andre Schurrle, but okay. Ospreay and Switchblade, they'll trade words basically, just stressing how vital they are to this group as it continues to dominate Raw. Paul Heyman, a masterful job of improvising interactions. Seems as well, Noam Dar and Barthel, both are done pretty good. Not so much for Skrull and Ospreay. I think that's more the case of everybody's kind of prefer scripted promos apart from Pete Dunne, and to keep him happy, I just make everything unscripted. So some people will be a bit poor with that, but regardless, A-Star 98 gets the show off to a strong start and gets the crowd hotter. Few people perform poorly, but hopefully can build them up and it continues the burn it down storyline. Of course, they are feuding, these two, with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. So first up is a decent match for the European Championship, and it was Switchblade defending it against Bo Dallas. He defends it and retains an 11-11 after a missile dropkick, and of course a distraction from Volta. So already 2 of the Magnificent Seven have made their presence known in this matchup. A second title defence for Switchblade in this B80 match. If I'm right in saying we did have to make Bo Dallas strong? No, we just had to obviously make him distracted. So he's taken a little hit in terms of overness, but he's done well in the fact that he's put over Switchblade in this feud. So hopefully it means big things ahead for Switchblade. Jay White. Negatives, Coupler for inconsistency, poor momentum, and of course Cap for being an 11-minute match. Next up, we've got a promo with Chad Gable. He's going to take on Marty Scurll of the Magnificent Seven. This one's been a bit of a strange one. Scurll had a run-in with Chad Gable before. Then in a match-up against Jason Jordan, Scurll had a bit of a I don't know how really to put it, just a bit of underhanded tactics against him. So there's been a few kind of stare downs between Gable and Scurll. A89. I don't want to give too much away. But the match itself was decent, and it saw Chad Gable pick up the win over Marty Scurll in 14-16 by pinfall, following a distraction from Jason Jordan. So I think you had an idea where we're going when we explained that storyline. Jason Jordan helps out his old friend in that case, basically ensuring that he can pick up the win. 82 is okay, not horrible, limited matchup, and get a good bit of exposure for the Magnificent Seven on the pay-per-view. Of course, after it, Jason Jordan, Chad Gable, shake hands, potentially the return of American Alpha. So, I know there's a lot of times I have brought back previous tag teams. I just feel, because I'm bringing main eventers into the tag division, case in point, previously Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, previously Fergal Devitt and Carol Anderson, of course, Ambrose and Rollins. I just feel I can help build a couple of stars with a stacked tag division. So American Alpha give us a bit more depth in that as well. Next up, we've got a promo from the couple of WWE, and that is Laurel Van Ness and the ladies' man Lucky Cannon. It's a B+84 before Lucky's big pay-per-view match. It was poor, but he picks up the win over Cedric Alexander in 9:35 with a lucky break. Thanks to a lucky break from Laurel Van Ness interfering. So a B-73, his performances are up to 70, so it's not too bad. Of course, tainted storytelling match, so that does add a few negatives to it, but another good win and some more momentum gained for Lucky Cannon. We had a match that's been brewing for a few weeks, just really a confrontation backstage, led to a bit of a feud between Ibushi and McIntyre, not a proper one that's put a storyline to it. I wanted to kind of keep them here, see how a match went on pay-per-view, and then if there's a feud that needs to be done, it can happen down the line, i.e. if this became a 20-minute match at the Royal Rumble, I would not be surprised if this was like a 92, 93. So a decent matchup. Drew picks up the win in 14:59, using the ropes for leverage. He's been kind of quiet recently, Drew, so needed this victory. Two good performances by two phenomenal athletes. And of course the negatives. Short match and lack associated storyline. Next up, we have Tommaso Ciampa and The Miz cutting a promo on Daniel Bryan and John Cena. John Cena just, obviously we know he's on the way down, he's in a big decline, but he wants to prove, that he has still got it, he's still got one more title run in him. So he's going to team up with his good friend Daniel Bryan to take on two guys in Daniel Bryan's form. The Miz, obviously, we know that historically, and Tommaso Ciampa, it's been quite personal between them. But it's also really just, can Cena still do it at the top level? That's kind of what our point is here. That was a B+87. Match itself was good. Bryan and Cena pick up the win over The Miz and Ciampa in 1932. Bryan defeats The Miz by pinfall. B+83 is not horrible. Cena was always going to be visibly tiring. I accepted that. That's why I hope to protect him a little bit in a tag match. Worst performance in here by far. But it is what it is. We just need to deal with that. Yeah, you can see the negatives here. Stamina, inconsistency, declining physical ability. That happens. We'll have like a big segment with John at 1000th show. Probably just with a lot of legends, but I'll confirm what we're looking to do on next week's video. But good win from here against Tommaso Ciampa and The Miz. And then a promo just confirming that. John Cena says it's good to know you get the win here, and he hopes to have a big surprise. That's just confirming that. So that's an A*100 for Big Match John. Win had about that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd for the WWE World Tag Team titles. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose defend and defeated the Coffey Brothers in 23:43 when Ambrose defeated Mark Coffey with the headlock driver. So, their first title defence, their mandatory rematch. Fantastic A94, that actually shocked me by how good that was. 93 for Seth Rollins and 95 for Dean, 84 for Joe and 89 for Mark Coffey, so you never know. If they keep going at this rate, the single run might happen. After the match-up, you know what's going to happen. Magnificent Sevens beat Dunn and Omdar, tried to beat them down, of course, my generation, but Ambrose and Rollins chased them away. So B+88 there. basically confirming one of the matches I'm going to have on the 1000th episode. If I just get my notepad here, because I've got a few written out of how I'm going to plan the next couple of shows. So we are looking at a final tag match between Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Pete Dunne and Noam Dar. We're also trying to get a really good 6-man tag going, but it really depends on the status of one wrestler, if I can get that deal done. So we'll see what happens with that. It's got the potential to be pretty damn impressive, that card. Samoa Joe then hypes up the main event. He says Okada's been lucky against him previously, but not today. He's getting put to sleep, so it's a B+88. Okada gets an over-the-top spectacular entrance because of the magnitude of the match, which is an A89. Can they deliver a good 90, please? Not no worse, no world. But a superb matchup. Okada defeats Samoa Joe in 22:49 with a German suplex. Makes his second title defence. Still too early to take the title off him. You can see good performances, 93 Okada, 95 Samoa Joe. Technical improvement for Samoa Joe. Performance for Okada. Negatives. Corey Graves, really. So yeah, probably could have been a bit better, but overall does the job. And we finish the show with the Magnificent Sevens Intercontinental Champion Marcel Barthel flooring Okada, picking up his championship. In one hand, the Intercontinental Championship, and in the other hand, the WWE Championship. So A91. Storyline continues. Okada came across well. Barthel came out of it looking excellent. I'm glad to confirm our main event, or one of our main events for the 1000th show. Our next video is going to be Marcel Barthel and Okada for the WWE Championship, and I cannot wait to see how that match goes. It could fail massively. I've never had them in the ring together, so they might not do well against each other. It might clash, but optimistic for it. The show overall pretty good. I'm happy with that. Only one poor rating, I'd say, and that's the storytelling match between Lucky Cannon and Cedric Alexander. A very solid pay-per-view. It gives you an idea how much I'm trying to push the Magnificent Seven stable by the show being a lot centred around them, but I'm hoping within a year or so that is going to be my main event. But in terms of this, we'll go Mark and Joe Coffey will get praised for that fantastic match with Ambrose and Rollins, so that's pleased. I'm hoping I remember to put this as a network exclusive, so the 1000th show can go on pay-per-view, and we can try and make big money from it. So we'll get an idea here. Let's just have a look. That's fine, nothing there that directly affects us. So bringing in a few legends, so Lita's going to come back for a one-off appearance. Mason Ryan or Barry Griffiths will come in for the Battle Royal. Probably in the Battle Royal as well will be Bobby Lashley. Back 23 days. I might just keep him for a Royal Rumble appearance then if that's the case. Dennis is in our Lucha Underground developments. He's coming up to the main roster. He'll just be on SmackDown. Kenta's going back to Lucha Underground as a trainer. And Lucky Cannon's getting a new contract. As you can see in a second, the importance is up to above average. That's good. 47.35, so that's good as well that was done on the network. And I'll just go here. So I've not moved any of the pushes or anything. An idea of a lot of people that are going to be appearing in some sort of capacity on that 1000th show. So just to show you, scrolling here, WWE 1000th show special, Friday, week 3, December. So it's not Wednesday, sorry, it's Friday. So we'll go Raw, SmackDown, and then, as I say, we'll be to do the 1000 special. Then we'll have NXT, as I said, I do that off stream, of course, NXT and the Women's Revolution. And then we're straight back in with TLC. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Much appreciated for sticking around for it. Yeah, what I want to ask as well, because there's only going to be a few videos until it happens, probably 4 or 5, but it's good to get predictions in now. Do you guys want to win the Royal Rumble? And who do you guys think will win the Royal Rumble? I don't know at this moment in time. So that's why I'm asking for suggestions. But as always, cheers for watching, much appreciated. I've done all the shoutouts at the start, so the only thing I need to add is, of course, we can check out other bookers in the Fantasy Bookers subreddit and the Brewdog Software forums. And take it easy. and hopefully see you next Sunday for the biggest show in a while, the WWE 1000th show special, and that's how serious we're taking it. Thanks. See you then. Bye bye.